Morning. This is Frances from Yoga Glow Studio. This is day 2 of our Good Morning Yoga. Today is going to be a nervous system reset, so really calming, gentle morning flow to really set you up for the day and make you feel nourished, grounded and supported. So we'll get started lying down in Shavasana. So just lowering yourself down onto the mat. Just allowing yourself to settle on the mat, closing down the eyes. And just taking a few steady breaths here. Relaxing the face. Just feel a broadening across the rib cage with each inhale. And allow yourself to settle fully into this moment, noticing any sounds around you. And noticing how you feel in your body today. Just enjoying conscious, steady breath in through the nose, out through the nose, or out through the mouth. And today we're going to be doing some breath work and movement that really stimulates and tones the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is a huge part of our parasympathetic nervous system, so our rest, digestion and regeneration mode. So we're going to be really working to promote that. It's the 10th cranial nerve, paired nerve, and it goes from the back of the head. So if you just bring your hands now just behind your ears to the base of the skull, so we can feel the base of the skull. This is the start of your cranial nerve, and it travels down through the throat, through the chest and heart, diaphragm, the abdomen, and all the way down into the pelvic floor. So it's known as the wanderer or the wandering nerve because it branches out in so many ways. And the good news is that through yoga, or so many of the postures that we do, really help to tone this nerve, promoting relaxation, also really reducing inflammation in the body. So we can particularly help tone this nerve by opening up the throat and the chest, our breathing techniques, so in the diaphragm, core work, and hips and pelvic floor. So everything we do today will be very much around promoting the tone, the stimulation of this nerve, so the nerve can send messages, afferent messages to the brain, which can then send signals back to really tell the body to calm down, to relax, to slow down the heart rate. So the first breathing exercise we're going to do is triangle breath. So I'll count you through the first couple and then you can find your own rhythm. So this is just simply an even breath in and out through the nose. So you might like to count to 4 or 5 when you do your own rhythm. And you can maybe think of it as a mountain, so going up the mountain to the top of the mountain, as if you had some magical power, and you're just going to float all the way up to the top of the mountain and then float all the way down. Or you might like to think of it as a wave in the ocean going up and down the wave. So you choose. So when you're ready, let's inhale. Just breathe in and out to the count of about 4 or 5. Now we're going to introduce a pause at the top of the inhale, so it doesn't need to be a very long retention or hold of the breath here, just as long as feels comfortable for you. Again, I'll guide you for the first few and then you can find your own rhythm. So inhaling to 4 or 5. Hold the breath. And exhale. Inhaling, hold, exhale, now to your own rhythm. Keep going just like this, just for 2 or 3 more breaths. And now relax. Just finding the natural rhythm of your breath, maybe engaging your ujjayi or oceanic breath, that breath which is as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. Slight constriction in the back of the throat on the inhale, so just like this. Hopefully you heard my breath there, so it's audible. It's not forced, it's just a conscious breath, steady breath. And you might like to practice this breath through our session together if that feels good for you. So when you're ready, just bringing the feet back towards the body and just hugging the knees in. Maybe a little rock from side to side on the lower back. And we're just going to get straight into a little bit of core work. So you can relax the shoulders, cactus out the arms. And we're just going to extend the legs out and up, then bring them back in, linking up the breath. So inhaling maybe as you go out and up. Exhale. Just keep going like this, finding your own breath rhythm, your own range of movement. Now reversing the circle, so hugging the knees into the chest and then lifting up to the sky and then out and back in. Keep going like this. Yeah, and then coming back from here, let's bring the legs or the feet to the outer edges of the mat, and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And then bringing the knees in the same shape down to the right, or the legs to the right. Just looking over the left shoulder, rounding the left shoulder down, maybe lifting the arm up, finding any shape, maybe a stretch through the left side that feels good here. And coming back through center, taking that to the other side. Just remembering to keep the breath steady and rhythmic, because this is one of the most powerful ways that we can influence the vagus nerve, calm down the mind, and get into our parasympathetic state. So most of us in modern life, this crazy modern fast world we live in, spend too much time in our sympathetic nervous system, our fight and flight response. So it's really useful if we can find tools, especially within our yogic practice, to just find that ease and calm in the body and mind. You can actually access such a different state very quickly. And then you can come back to center, and from here we'll just come into a rolling bridge. We're not going to hold it, so you can bring the arms out with the palms facing up. Inhale to squeeze and lift up the hips, drawing the tailbone forward, and exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift, and exhale to gently lower. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower back down. Good. And we'll come up to a seat, so you can bring the hands behind the knees to roll up, or roll to one side to come up. Coming all the way up to a seat, and just coming to seated cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you, or perhaps kneeling if it's not. Good, and we're just going to take some circles through the spine, so you can just start to trace some big circles. And circling the other direction. Yeah, and let's come back to center now. So from here, we're going to just bring the left ear towards the left shoulder, just dropping it down. And maybe walking the right fingers out to intensify the stretch, and just notice how this feels in your neck. And then looking down towards the left armpit, and stretching the back of the neck, and maybe bringing the hands onto the back of the head and just pressing down very gently on the back of the head to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, just lightly. And then releasing down. Good. And we're going to bring the head all the way over to the right, looking down towards the right armpit, and then coming back to center. We're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder now, and maybe walking the left fingertips out. And just notice how this feels. Noticing perhaps any difference between sides that you may be able to feel. And just breathing into sensation. And from here, you're going to start to drop the head down, looking down towards the right armpit. Chin tucked through center, and over to the left. And now from here, I want you just to bring the hands onto the head, behind the ears. Find the start of that vagus nerve, base of the skull, and just massage, palpate into this area. Little circles might feel really nice. Just enjoying a little massage. And then bringing the hands perhaps down each side of the spine, just gently palpating down the back of the neck. Good, and release. Just switching the cross of the legs now. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale the right hand down and the left hand up, and a big stretch through the left side body. Inhaling back up and exhaling the other way, opening up through the right shoulder, stretching into the right side of the body. Inhaling to lift up and exhaling a twist to the right, left hand onto the right knee. Trying to sit as tall as you can and just twisting around here. And let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Coming back to center, we're going to just face the top of the mat. And we're going to stretch the right leg out. So the right leg comes out. And we're going to just fold over the right leg. So when you're ready, inhaling here and exhaling to fold over the right leg. Don't worry about how low down you fold. Just to let everything drop down here. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders down. And then when you're ready, walking the hands back, and we're going to bring the left hand behind and reach the right arm up, maybe bring the weight onto the left knee, lift up the hips, you can let the head fall back or maybe hold onto the head here, opening up through the chest, the throat. Relax here. And then lower yourself gently back down. We're going to find deer pose. So this is a great pose for internal hip rotation. So you're just going to bring the right leg back. So the right calf is just parallel to the long edge of the mat. And the left shin is parallel to the short edge of the mat, or slightly diagonal. And then you're going to lower down. So that we're aiming to get a stretch into the front of the right hip here. You can stay upright like I am here, or maybe lower down onto forearms, just an option. Maybe onto one forearm. Just enjoy the stretch here. Again, you can tuck the chin, or if it feels nice, you can let the head fall back or hold the head here. Just softening the face, breathing into sensation here. And coming back up and out. From here, we're going to just switch sides. So you're going to take your Janushasana to the left side, folding over the left leg. And when you're ready, walking the hands back, bringing the right hand behind you, maybe lifting all the way up, opening up again. Breathe here as you squeeze and lift the hips up. release back down, finding your deer pose. So the right shin is crossing the mat and the left calf is parallel to the long edge of the mat here. And again, staying a little bit more upright or lowering back. Keep breathing here. And releasing from the pose, making your way up. Let's find our boat pose, Navasana. So you can lift up one leg and two legs, maybe straightening the legs and maybe lifting up the arms. Really connecting with your breath here, maybe looking up. And release down. And you can make your way into all fours now. Maybe taking a sip of water before you make your way into your tabletop position. So straight into table, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, dropping the belly, shining the heart forward. Exhaling, push through the hands, rounding through the back, hugging the belly in. So again, we're working on the pelvis, the vagus nerve through the belly. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hugging the belly in, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, forward. And exhale to round. Good. From here, coming back to center, we're going to bring the left shin out and find our adjusted side plank, Vajrasthana. So you can bring the right arm up here, shoulder over shoulder alignment. You may even like to lift up the right leg, maybe find some length through the side body. Keep breathing here, drawing the right hip slightly back, finding that symmetry in the body, and then releasing down, taking your side plank, the other side. So we're going to do a full side plank soon in this practice. So if you don't want to go there, you can come back to this little adjusted side plank version. Still really toning the core muscles and the glutes and opening up through the chest, so getting plenty of benefits whichever version you take. And releasing, coming back to center, we're going to make our way up into downward dog now. So into your downward dog and paddling out the legs. Warming up the back, the legs. And then finding a moment of stillness in your downward dog, drawing the chest towards the thighs, getting the heels a little closer to the mat. 2 cleansing breaths here, so big inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and just make your way up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale. Inhaling, arms rise. Exhale, palms to the heart. Good. So from here, we're going to take breath of joy. So when you're ready, keeping the knees soft, we're going to take a 3-part inhale and then exhale it out. So I'll show you one. Inhale. Let's go. Inhale. Five more. Last one. And just staying down, finding a ragdoll, bend the knees generously, hands onto the elbows, maybe a little rock and a sway here, letting everything dangle down, gently shaking the head out. Maybe starting to straighten the legs a little bit now. Good. And when you're ready, let's heel toe the feet in so they're hip width all together. Half lift, inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, arms rise. Exhale, palms to the heart. Let's take our flow here. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, floating forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Just holding the breath here. Sorry, not holding the breath, holding the plank, quite the opposite. Drawing navel to spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. When you're ready, inhale, shift forward. Exhale to lower. Hands underneath the shoulders. We'll take 3 baby cobras here. Inhale. Elbows to waist. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pressing up through table or plank, making your way back to downward dog. Good. We're going to pick up the right leg and just open up the right hip, circling or just holding the leg open here. When you're ready, sending that leg back straight and square. Let's inhale and exhale, stepping to the top of the mat, making your way up into your low lunge here. So you've got the front knee stacked over the ankle, engaging through the front of the left thigh and into the left glutes here. Any variation you want to take of the pose, maybe hands together, maybe looking up, you choose what feels right for you in your body. And when you're ready, just releasing the hands down and finding your half splits. So you can walk right foot slightly forward. Find little tripod fingers, creating a little bit more length and lengthening here. Just planting the left hand or coming onto fingertips, we're going to open up and find a twist here. So keeping the right foot flexed if you're able to, and lifting the right arm up, noticing where you feel the stretch and where you feel the twist here. And coming back to center, we'll find lizard pose. So you can bring the right foot to the edge of the mat, and you can find some movement in your lizard if that feels good for you, or just come to stillness in your lizard. Just really getting into the hip flexors, the psoas. And then when you're ready, perhaps finding some stillness now in your lizard pose, staying on hands, or you may like to roll onto the outer edge of that right foot, or even bring forearms down if you've got the space, or if you've got blocks at home, forearms could be on blocks. Relax the head and neck down. And releasing from the pose, let's come back to center with the foot in front of the hip. We're going to find our twist, so you can reach the right arm up here. You can either keep that back knee down, or if you want, you can flex the back foot and lift up and find your twist with the back knee lifted. Keep drawing the right hip back, Keep the left hip high. Good, and then from here, transitioning to your side plank, so you can take that version by dropping the back knee down here, the version we did earlier, or you can roll onto the outer edge of the left foot and walk the right foot back, stacking or staggering the feet, breathing here. One more inhale, exhale, passing through your vinyasa, lowering down, cobra or up dog, back to downward dog. And when you're ready, let's inhale, lift up the left leg, open up that hip, circles or just opening the hip here. And then sending that leg back, inhale, look forward, exhale, stepping to the top of the mat, dropping the right knee down into your low lunge. Releasing the hands down into your half splits. Getting that really nice stretch down the back of the left leg. Keeping the toes flexed towards you. If that's not too strong, a stretch in the hamstring for you. And then let's plant the right hand, or coming onto fingertips, and start to peel open through the left side body. Again, where can you feel the stretch? You may be able to feel it much further than you'd imagine. Expanding the possibilities in the body as well as the mind. And releasing back down, making your way into your lizard pose, finding perhaps some movement forward and back, side to side. And letting go of deeply held tension in the hips, in the psoas. Just feeling into sensation here, and then finding some stillness perhaps. Staying with straight arms and the weight into the hands, or perhaps slowing down into forearms, perhaps coming onto the outer edge of the left foot. And just feel yourself perhaps surrendering a little bit more deeply into this moment. Just learning to trust the process, trust the journey that you're on. And when you're ready, coming back up now. Let's bring the left foot in so it's in front of the hip again, not out to the side. And we'll plant the right hand and lift the left hand up, maybe flexing the back foot and also lifting up the right leg. And when you're ready, either dropping the back knee down here, finding your adjusted side plank that we did earlier, or rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot, and bringing the left foot back, staggering or stacking the feet. One more inhale, and exhale into your plank, shifting the weight forward, lowering all or halfway down, upward dog or cobra, back to downward dog. We'll take 2 final cleansing breaths here. So big inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So from here, we're just going to drop the knees down. Find your puppy pose so you can walk the hands forward and just melt the heart down towards the ground for your puppy pose, or in Sanskrit, anahatasana, literally translated as melting heart pose. So just think about dropping down between the shoulders. When you're ready, walking the hands back up, and you can swing. Actually, first of all, we'll just find your squat malasana, bringing the hands to the heart center, pressing the knees open with the elbows. And feel this sense of connection to the ground here. And rather than completely relaxing down, see if you can maintain a little bit of a lift through the pelvic floor and up. And then maybe just even experimenting with the breath with the pelvic floor. So inhaling just to relax the pelvic floor. And exhaling to lift the pelvic floor. Inhale to relax. Exhale to lift. Good, just keep going in your own breath rhythm now. Just making this connection to the Muladhara, the perineum area. So this is the Mula Bandha, the root in yoga. And working with this can be really beneficial for making us feel a sense of security and grounded connection. And releasing from here and just finding your cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet come together, touching them together, and then just allowing yourself to fold. And coming back up now, and to lower down onto the mat, so just lowering yourself down. And You can find your happy baby pose. You can bring the 2 piece fingers around the big toes, or perhaps onto the outer edges of the feet like this, or even the ankles, just finding somewhere where you can hold on to, keeping the lower back grounded on the mat. See if you can pull the feet forward so they come way out to the sides, beyond the shoulders, giving a big stretch to the back of the legs, tucking the chin gently in. And releasing, making your way into your final resting pose, your Shavasana, allowing the legs to be more or less a little bit wider than a hip width apart, the feet all open, chin lightly tucked, and shoulders snuggled down the back. Just give yourself these last few minutes to rest fully. Just softening all the little muscles in the face. It's your time to remain completely still and absorb all the benefits of your practice. And it's time now to start to bring your awareness back, deepening the breath once more, and starting to introduce some movements into the body. It might feel nice to take a big stretch, reaching through the fingers and reaching through the toes. And then just rolling onto your right side, so you can walk the feet back, roll onto the right side, making a pillow for your head with your hand or your arm. And from here, using your outer hand to press up to a seat, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft, just coming to a seated cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. And it might feel comforting to bring one hand and then the other on top of each other on the chest, just connecting to your breath here. Noticing how calm you have become in a short amount of time. Just honouring your body and mind here. Thanking yourself for taking the time to connect. And bringing the hands together now in prayer. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you will have a lovely day. If you haven't subscribed already, please could you subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep providing more free content. Thank you.